Shalom, everyone. Welcome back. Good Erev Shabbos to everyone. Chodesh Tov. It is Rosh Chodesh now. And this coming Shabbos, we're going to be taking out three Torahs. Very rarely do we do that. In the first Torah, we'll be reading the Parsha, the Torah portion of Mishpatim. We'll read it in six aliyahs. The sixth aliyah will conclude the Parsha. In the in the last aliyah, the seventh aliyah will be for Rosh Chodesh, HaChodesh Hazelachem, and for Mafter we'll read about the Parsha of Shkolim, the mitzvah of giving the half a shekel to the temple as an obligation. And this is so. It is Shabbos Shkolim this Shabbos, and next week is Parshas Zachor, and then we go into Para, and then we go into Shabbos HaChodesh, the Shabbos before the new moon of the month of Nisan. So these are the four special Shabbosim we read before Passover. And what is the significance of it? Well, what is the theme of Passover? The theme of Passover is essentially the theme of freedom, freedom from slavery, freedom to serve God, and to follow our religion in the way that we want to follow it. So Passover also is obviously is called Zman Cherusenu, the time of our freedom. So what do all of these four parshiot have to do with freedom? Well, first of all, Shkalim, this coming Shabbos, has to do with money. The word shekel is a money. Even in Israel today, a shekel is like a dollar. So the idea of shkalim is to value money, that money has a special value. In fact, when Moshe asked God, what does he mean by this mitzvah? God put a matbeah shel zahav in the air. He took from his throne of glory and placed a coin of fire in the sky so Moshe could see what it's all about. And what is the idea of a coin of fire? It has to do with the value of money. Money, of course, can be the root of all evil, but money also gives us freedom to do what we want. If we don't have any money, we're very limited as far as what we can do. And then next week is Zachor. Zachor is freedom from evil. As the nation of Amalek came out of nowhere and attacked the Jewish people, and the Jewish people miraculously beat off them. And we have the mitzvah of remembering Amalek and what Amalek can do. Amalek is doubt, which he puts doubt into our minds. And this causes us to have a lack of freedom, a lack of free choice. Then we have para. What is para? It is the freedom from impurity, from because the paraduma, the paraduma was the red cow, which the Jewish people were commanded to slaughter and then to burn and then to sprinkle it on people who became ritually impure. Once they were sprinkled by the ashes of the heifer mixed with water, they were no longer impure. They had the freedom, again, the freedom to go into the temple and to do things that only a person who is pure, who is tahor, can do that. And then finally, we have the Parsha of HaChodesh, the new month of Nisan. And indeed, the idea of the new month means it's a new beginning, it's a new opportunity to do what we were not able to do before, to correct all of the problems that we had before. The word Chodesh both means a month, but it also comes from the word Chadash, which means anew or to renew something, to make something new. If a person is free, they have the ability to start over again, to go on to new things. So indeed, all of these themes of these various parshiot have to do with freedom. In this week's Torah portion of Mishpatim, it starts off, Mishpatim talks about all the various civil laws in Judaism. The Mishpatim means laws that have reasons to them. And the first law, oddly enough, is the law of slavery, of all the various limitations of slavery. The rabbis ask, what is the law of slavery doing? Doesn't Judaism discourage slavery? And the answer really is that it does discourage slavery, so much so that it makes it very difficult to have a slave and to keep a slave. It's hard. You have to treat the slave better in many respects than you treat yourself. Feed them before you feed yourself. If you harm them, they go free. There's so many obligations. It says mash misha kana eved kana riba. Someone who acquires a slave, he acquires a master. So it's very difficult. It's understandable, of course, that the first law should be of slavery because the Jewish people were just slaves. But a better question would be, so if the Jewish people knew what it was like to be a slave, why did it tell us that it's okay to have slaves? It doesn't make sense. And I think the answer is that sometimes you cannot change human nature. In those days, slavery was a part of life. It was something that everybody had and everybody did. It was not just a one time occurrence. So the Torah discourages it by making it very difficult to have a slave. And indeed, the ideal is not to be a slave and not to have slaves, but rather to be free and to allow other people freedom from slavery as well. So the lessons that we learn from these parshas and from this parsha is clear, and that is that freedom is a wonderful, wonderful gift. It's something that is a very holy thing, a very special thing, and it's not just a man-made law, but it's a God law. It's a godly law. Freedom is something that we should all cherish and we should all appreciate. There are many people in the world today who do not enjoy freedom. We can imagine what life was like for the Jews of the former Soviet Union, who suffered under terrible oppression in a totalitarian regime, and the Nazi era. And even today, there are so many countries that the people in the country do not enjoy freedom. We in America and the West are very fortunate to have a system that is a free system where we can decide what we want to do on our own and where we can be free, especially to practice our religion, as we were not free in so many years in the past. Think about it. The freedom to be a Jew, to go to synagogue, to observe the holidays without worrying that the police are going to come and knock on your door. It's a wonderful thing. The previous Lubavitcher Rebbe came to America in 1940, and he recognized the fact that America was a very special country, a very beautiful and a very holy country. And he appreciated that very, very much, especially from where he came from in Russia. So we want to wish you all a wonderful Shabbos, a Shabbos of peace, of blessing, and of freedom. And we should take that freedom that we have and we should use it. Candle lighting in San Diego tonight will be at 5:14. And I want to remind everyone the holiday of Purim is coming very soon. We have a Purim campaign in the shul right now where you can send shalach manas, baskets, to people in the synagogue for nominal amounts of money. This is a fundraiser for the synagogue. We've posted it online. If you want more information about it, the different opportunities of sending either to a few people or to the whole list, just go online, chabaduc.org, to Purim, and you'll be able to sign up and decide what you want to do. So you can send gifts to whoever you like. Especially during these days of the pandemic, we want to have as little contact with people as possible. Even though, thank God, things are doing better these days, but still, we will do it for you. We'll take care of it for you, and it's a very nominal cost. So go online, chabaduc.org, and you can sign up, and we'll take care of it. I want to wish you all a good month of Adar, and a happy Purim coming up, and a good Shabbos. Shalom.